Chapter 1. The Arrival. In the waning light of a late summer evening, Alex's journey to the prestigious university unfolded like the opening scene of a coming-of-age drama. The car wound its way through quaint towns and verdant countryside, anticipation mounting with each passing mile. As they approached the campus, a sense of awe washed over Alex. Towering spires rose against the fading sky, casting long shadows that seemed to stretch out in welcome. The ivy-covered buildings exuded an air of grandeur, promising knowledge and enlightenment to all who dared to seek it. Stepping out onto the cobblestone pathway, Alex couldn't shake the feeling of stepping into a different world. The air was alive with the hum of anticipation, mingled with the nervous energy of countless students embarking on their own academic journeys. Their dormitory, nestled among a cluster of buildings, stood as a beacon of promise amidst the gathering dusk. With its warm lights glowing invitingly from within, it seemed to beckon Alex forward, promising sanctuary from the unknown. But even in that moment of excitement, there lingered a subtle undercurrent of unease. A chill breeze whispered through the trees, carrying with it a hint of something darker, something unseen. Little did Alex know, as they crossed the threshold into their new home, that the true trials of their college experience were yet to come. The echoes of dread had already begun to stir, lurking in the shadows and biding their time until the moment was right to reveal themselves. Chapter 2. Unveiling Shadows. The first weeks at the university passed in a blur of orientation sessions, campus tours, and late-night study sessions fueled by caffeine and determination. Alex threw themselves into their studies with fervor, eager to make the most of the opportunities that lay before them. Yet, even amid the hustle and bustle of college life, subtle signs of unrest began to reveal themselves. It started with whispers exchanged in hushed tones among students, murmurs of strange happenings that defied explanation. One evening, as Alex settled into their dorm room after a long day of classes, a peculiar sensation washed over them. It was as if the air itself had grown heavy with a palpable sense of unease, suffusing the room with an eerie stillness. At first, Alex dismissed it as mere nerves, the natural apprehension that comes with adjusting to life in a new place. But as the days passed, the sense of disquiet only deepened, manifesting in strange occurrences that defied rational explanation. Footsteps echoed through the halls in the dead of night, though no one could be seen when Alex ventured out to investigate. Doors slammed shut of their own accord, startling Alex from their sleep, and leaving them trembling in the darkness. And then there were the whispers, faint, barely audible, yet unmistakably present. They seemed to drift through the walls, taunting Alex with their inscrutable messages. Desperate for answers, Alex turned to their fellow students, hoping to find solace in shared experiences. Yet, instead of reassurance, they found only further cause for concern. Many spoke of similar encounters, of eerie shadows glimpsed out of the corner of their eyes and inexplicable cold spots that seemed to linger in certain corners of the dormitory. Some even claimed to have felt a spectral presence watching them as they slept, its gaze icy and unrelenting. As the weeks wore on, Alex found themselves consumed by a sense of dread that seemed to permeate every aspect of their college experience. The once cozy dormitory now felt like a prison, its walls closing in around them with each passing night. But despite their growing unease, Alex resolved to confront whatever malevolent force lurked within the shadows. For they refused to be cowed by fear, determined to uncover the truth behind the whispers that haunted their every waking moment. Chapter 3. The Veil of Silence. As the days stretched into weeks, Alex's quest for answers led them down a labyrinthine path fraught with uncertainty and trepidation. The whispers that once seemed a mere figment of their imagination now echoed relentlessly in their mind, a constant reminder of the unseen forces that lurked just beyond the veil of reality. Determined to unravel the mystery shrouding their dormitory, Alex embarked on a mission to uncover the truth, seeking out anyone who might shed light on the strange occurrences that plagued the campus. Yet, to their dismay, they found only silence where answers should have been. Fellow students averted their gazes when questioned, their lips sealed tight as if afraid to speak the truth aloud. Even the faculty seemed reluctant to acknowledge the existence of any disturbances within the hallowed halls of academia. When pressed for information, they offered only vague assurances that there was nothing to fear, dismissing Alex's concerns as mere fanciful notions born of overactive imagination. But Alex refused to be deterred. With each obstacle they encountered, their resolve only strengthened, fueled by a relentless determination to uncover the truth no matter the cost. And so, they delved deeper into the shadowed recesses of the university, piecing together fragments of information like a puzzle with no clear solution. Yet, for every clue unearthed, a dozen more questions arose, each more confounding than the last. As the days turned into months, Alex's once promising academic career began to falter under the weight of their obsession. The relentless pursuit of truth consumed their every waking moment, leaving little time for study or rest. But still, they pressed on, driven by an insatiable thirst for knowledge and a burning desire to confront the darkness that threatened to consume them whole. Little did they know, however, that the true horror of their college experience had yet to reveal itself, lurking just beyond the reach of their understanding, waiting to ensnare them in its icy grip. Chapter 4. The Professor's Warning. As Alex delved deeper into their investigation, they found themselves drawn to the enigmatic figure of Professor Morgan, a renowned scholar whose lectures on the occult had captivated the imaginations of students for generations. Determined to uncover the truth behind the whispers that haunted the campus, Alex sought out Professor Morgan in the hopes of gaining insight into the mysteries that lay hidden beneath the surface. Their meeting was arranged in the dimly lit confines of the professor's cluttered office, shelves overflowing with dusty tomes and artifacts of unknown origin. As Alex relayed their concerns, Professor Morgan listened intently, his piercing gaze seeming to penetrate the very depths of their soul. But when pressed for answers, the professor's demeanor grew somber, his usually jovial expression clouded by a shadow of concern. "You tread dangerous ground, my dear student," he cautioned, his voice a low rumble that seemed to reverberate through the room. "There are forces at play here beyond your comprehension, forces that would sooner consume you than reveal their secrets." Despite the professor's warning, Alex remained undeterred, their curiosity outweighing any sense of apprehension. They pleaded with Professor Morgan to share whatever knowledge he possessed, desperate for even the slightest glimmer of understanding in the face of overwhelming uncertainty. With a heavy sigh, Professor Morgan relented, his features etched with a mixture of resignation and regret. "Very well," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. "But know this, the path you walk is fraught with peril, and the truth you seek may be more terrible than you can possibly imagine." And with that cryptic warning hanging in the air like a lingering fog, Alex departed from the professor's office, their mind buzzing with newfound determination and a sense of foreboding that refused to be ignored. Little did they know, however, that their quest for truth would soon lead them to the very heart of darkness itself, where the echoes of dread awaited their arrival with bated breath. Chapter 5. The haunting intensifies. As the days passed, Alex's pursuit of the truth only served to intensify the malevolent forces that lurked within the dormitory's walls. The whispers grew louder, their words more sinister, as if mocking Alex's futile attempts to uncover their secrets. Sleep became an elusive luxury, each night haunted by nightmares that blurred the line between reality and delusion. Shadows danced at the edge of Alex's vision, their movements fluid and unnatural, as if guided by an unseen hand. Desperate for respite from the relentless onslaught of terror, Alex sought refuge in the company of their fellow students. Yet, even amidst the camaraderie of shared experiences, the specter of fear loomed large, casting a pall over their interactions. It was during one particularly restless night that Alex's resolve was put to the ultimate test. As they lay awake in bed, eyes fixed on the darkness that enveloped the room, a chill wind swept through the dormitory, carrying with it the faintest echo of a mournful wail. Heart-pounding, Alex sat up in bed, straining to discern the source of the haunting sound. But try as they might, the origin remained elusive, shrouded in the impenetrable veil of darkness that surrounded them. With trembling hands, Alex reached for the bedside lamp, fingers fumbling for the switch in the dim light. But before they could illuminate the room, a sudden gust of wind extinguished the flame, plunging them into a darkness so profound it seemed to swallow them whole. In that moment of utter terror, Alex felt a presence looming over them, its presence palpable in the air. A cold dread washed over them, chilling them to the bone as icy fingers brushed against their skin, sending shivers racing down their spine. Paralyzed with fear, Alex could do nothing but wait, their heart pounding in their chest like a drumbeat in the silence of the night. And then, as suddenly as it had appeared, the presence vanished, leaving behind nothing but an eerie silence that hung heavy in the air. It was a night that would haunt Alex for years to come, a night that marked the beginning of the end of their innocence. For the echoes of dread had found their voice, and they would stop at nothing to make their presence known. Chapter 6. Allies in the Darkness. In the aftermath of that harrowing night, Alex found themselves grappling with a newfound sense of vulnerability, their once unshakable confidence shaken to its core. The echoes of dread had grown louder, more insistent, as if emboldened by Alex's fear. Determined to confront the darkness that threatened to consume them, Alex sought solace in the company of their fellow students, united in their struggle against the unseen forces that plagued their college experience. Gathered in the dimly lit common room of the dormitory, they exchanged stories of their own encounters with the supernatural, each tale more chilling than the last. Some spoke of shadowy figures that lurked in the corners of their vision, while others recounted eerie apparitions that appeared in the dead of night. Yet, despite the fear that gripped them all, there was a palpable sense of solidarity among the group, a shared determination to stand together in the face of adversity. "We cannot allow ourselves to be divided by fear," declared one student, their voice ringing out with a steely resolve. "Together, we are stronger than any darkness that seeks to engulf us." And so, united by a common purpose, Alex and their comrades embarked on a mission to uncover the truth behind the haunting that plagued their dormitory. Armed with little more than their wits and a fierce determination, they delved into the depths of the university's archives, scouring ancient texts and forgotten manuscripts in search of answers. But with each passing day, the darkness seemed to close in around them, its tendrils creeping ever closer as if intent on snuffing out the light of their collective resolve. Yet, even in the bleakest of moments, there were glimmers of hope to be found. Through their unwavering determination and steadfast camaraderie, Alex and their allies refused to be silenced by fear, their voices ringing out like beacons in the darkness. For theirs was a bond forged in the crucible of adversity, a testament to the indomitable spirit of those who refused to be consumed by the shadows that threatened to engulf them. And though the road ahead was fraught with peril, they would face it together, united in their quest for truth and redemption. Chapter 7. Confronting the Darkness. As the echoes of dread grew louder, Alex and their allies knew that the time had come to confront the darkness that had plagued their college experience. Armed with the knowledge they had gleaned from their relentless pursuit of truth, they prepared to face whatever malevolent force lurked within the shadows. Gathered in the dormitory's common room, Alex and their comrades braced themselves for the final showdown, their hearts pounding with a mixture of anticipation and fear. With a shared nod of determination, they ventured into the darkness, each step echoing like a drumbeat in the silence of the night. The air crackled with tension as they made their way through the labyrinthine corridors, the weight of their collective resolve pressing down upon them like a tangible force. And then, as if summoned by their presence, the darkness coalesced before them, taking on a sinister form that seemed to pulse with malevolent energy. With a defiant cry, Alex and their allies unleashed a barrage of light and sound, their voices raised in a chorus of defiance against the encroaching darkness. But even as they fought with all their might, it seemed as if their efforts were in vain, the darkness growing stronger with each passing moment. Just when all hope seemed lost, a voice rang out from the shadows, a voice that Alex recognized all too well. It was Professor Morgan, his form illuminated by the flickering light of a nearby torch. "Stand firm, my dear students," he called out, his voice ringing with authority. "For the true power lies not in the darkness itself, but in the light that shines from within." With renewed determination, Alex and their allies pressed forward, their resolve unshakable in the face of overwhelming odds. And then, as if by some miracle, the darkness began to recede, its grip loosening with each passing moment until at last it was vanquished entirely. In the aftermath of the confrontation, Alex and their comrades emerged victorious, their spirits buoyed by the knowledge that they had faced their fears and emerged stronger for it. As they gathered together in the warm glow of the common room, they knew that their college experience would forever be defined by the trials they had faced and the bonds they had forged in the crucible of adversity. For theirs was a tale not of defeat, but of triumph, a testament to the indomitable spirit of those who refuse to be consumed by the darkness, no matter how overwhelming it may seem. And though the echoes of dread may linger, they serve as a reminder that even in the bleakest of times, there is always hope. Title: The Haunting of Room 303, a true college horror story. In the dimly lit corridors of Marshall College, nestled in the heart of a small, nondescript town, there existed a dormitory with a notorious reputation, Room 303. The building, with its aging facade and creaking floors, had long been whispered about among students, rumored to be haunted by an unseen force. Yet, like many college freshmen, I dismissed these tales as mere superstition, eager to embark on the adventure of higher education. My journey into the unknown began on a crisp autumn day when I first stepped foot into Marshall's campus. Excitement coursed through my veins as I moved into my assigned dorm room, Room 303. The room itself seemed ordinary enough, with 2 twin beds, desks cluttered with textbooks, and a large window overlooking the campus courtyard. Little did I know, the shadows lurking within those walls held secrets far more sinister than I could have ever imagined. The first signs of trouble manifested subtly, mere whispers in the darkness. Strange noises echoed throughout the night, the sound of footsteps pacing the hallway, whispered conversations drifting through the vents. At first, I attributed these disturbances to the stresses of adjusting to college life, dismissing them as figments of an overactive imagination. But as the days turned into weeks, the disturbances grew more pronounced. Objects would inexplicably move from their rightful places, disappearing only to reappear in the most unlikely of locations. I would awake in the dead of night to find my roommate, Sarah, trembling in fear, her eyes wide with terror as she recounted seeing shadowy figures lurking at the foot of her bed. Desperate for answers, I sought solace in the company of fellow students, only to find that Room 303 had garnered a reputation far more sinister than I had ever imagined. Tales of inexplicable occurrences, whispered warnings passed down from generation to generation, painted a chilling portrait of a dormitory haunted by malevolent spirits. Determined to unravel the mystery shrouding Room 303, Sarah and I delved into the annals of Marshall College's history, scouring dusty archives and long-forgotten manuscripts for clues. What we uncovered sent shivers down our spines. Room 303 had once been home to a troubled student, a young man plagued by demons both real and imagined. Legend had it that the student, driven to madness by the relentless whispers of unseen entities, had taken his own life within the confines of Room 303. And though his physical form had long since departed this world, his tormented spirit remained trapped within those walls, forever condemned to wander the halls of Marshall College in search of redemption. Armed with this newfound knowledge, Sarah and I resolved to confront the malevolent force that held Room 303 in its icy grip. Armed with sage and holy water, we embarked on a journey into the heart of darkness, determined to banish the spirits that dwelled within. The night of our confrontation was fraught with tension, the air thick with anticipation as we prepared to face the unknown. As the clock struck midnight, we began our ritual, chanting incantations passed down through generations in hushed tones as we sought to break the hold of the malevolent entity. Yet, our efforts were met with resistance, the very walls of room 303 seeming to pulse with a dark energy as the spirits fought to maintain their grip on our reality. Shadows danced upon the walls, twisting and contorting in grotesque mockery as we struggled to maintain our resolve in the face of unspeakable evil. And then, in a blinding flash of light, it was over. The oppressive atmosphere that had hung heavy in the air lifted, replaced by a sense of profound stillness. The spirits that had once haunted room 303 had been banished, their tortured souls finally finding peace in the afterlife. In the aftermath of our ordeal, Sarah and I emerged forever changed, our bond forged in the crucible of adversity. Though the memories of room 303 would haunt us for years to come, we emerged stronger, united in our victory over the forces of darkness. As I look back on my college years, I cannot help but shudder at the memory of room 303 and the horrors that lurked within its walls. Yet, I am grateful for the experience, for it taught me that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope, and that sometimes the most terrifying stories are the ones that teach us the greatest lessons of all.